One thing that I think it's a common theme for me that I doesn't matter how many times I remind myself of this, I always come back to it and need to be reminded of it again. And that's that I need to live my life the way I want to live it, not like other people want me to live it, right? And to, as much as possible, push back on society, push back on close people to me, like family, friends, anybody really, even if they're not directly, at times maybe directly, but indirectly or subconsciously, I'm thinking about their opinions. In reality, it's my life, it's not their life. They're not me, I'm not them. It's my life to live, it's not theirs. And so, nobody except for you yourself is responsible for your life, really. At the end of the day, once you're an adult, it's basically up to you, right? You basically are in full control. And if we don't really have free will, I guess it doesn't matter anyway. But if you believe you have free will, at least an illusion of it, and you're just gonna do whatever you need to do, right? Um, or you should do that. Maybe you won't because you, like many of us, you get trapped into what might people think, or what will society say, what will my friends say, what will my family think. But at the end of the day, they have their own life to live, and sometimes they're wrong, right? Like sometimes the things they think are for your well-being are not, and their views are outdated, or they're just not you, right? They don't know what you actually want. They might have even different interpretations of what is worth doing. There's no, your values could even be different, right? Like religious values don't always align. They don't with myself and my family. So there's differences from generation to generation. Sometimes they do align, like there's a lot of shared things too, but you're not exactly the same. And at the end of the day, um, you could live the life they want, but I think that's only doing a disservice to them, and mostly you, which is what actually matters at the end of the day. You only have the one life, even if the quote that I always bring up is the Queen quote, which I sometimes relate to, which is, I don't want to die, but sometimes I wish I'd never been born, right? You're not going to kill yourself, but maybe at times you wish it seemed like life would have been, or not life, but just if you didn't exist, things would just easy because you didn't have to make the choice. But since you didn't have that choice and now you're here, now you can make the choice to live it however you want. If other people want to uh, make suggestions, I think that's great, but to basically be trapped by either their, even their morals, their ideas of what a good career is, anything really, like anything that traps you into living the life that other people want you to live, or wish themselves to live, that other people, that they lived and other people lived, because of either religious beliefs or political beliefs, or whatever it is, right? Like there's no specific, or you think only people who are worthy are people who do this, people who are doctors or lawyers are the top of the food chain for certain people, right? Like I think for many of us, our parents or family members maybe had wished we gone into these careers. I think it's very typical. But at the end of the day, if you haven't made that choice and you're thinking about it, but you're not so sure, it could be good or it could be bad, and it's really up to you. It's not up to them. You know, you sometimes that might come with more sacrifices. Like they might not fund your schooling if that's something they it happens to you. It's tougher. It's more difficult, right? Obviously, if you're underage and still not independent, it's even more difficult. But at the end of the day, I think we all struggle with this, not just with our close family members, close friends, but society at large. I think we always try to fit in, right? And because those that don't fit in sometimes get hammered down and made to be leveled with the rest. But yeah, I guess a few people will choose to step out of line, and I think that's the way it should be. I think probably more of us should do that. Even though potentially maybe society works the best when we don't do that, I think just enough will do it so it still balances it out. And I think society even needs those people. And it doesn't need to be something rebellious and, to hurt other people. It could literally just be what I said about career choice and what you choose to spend your time doing, like playing video games or creating weird little art, or it doesn't really matter what it is. I guess is the point. It's just your life to live, for you to choose, for you to make mistakes, for you to just do what you think is good, because nobody really knows the answer at the end of the day, right? Like, nobody has an answer for sure. We can just all make suggestions for each other. And this is kind of what I'm doing. I'm making suggestions for other people to take or leave, and I'm also suggesting it to myself to take or leave and see what I gravitates towards, right? Like, I'm just searching. In many ways, I'm just searching. I'm trying to find my way. I don't even know exactly where I'm supposed to end up at, right? In fact, I think one thing to remember, which everybody always talks about, like the journey and all these things, people make the point that the journey, the destination is the point. Otherwise, why are you even going there? But I don't know. Like, my journey is kind of like to grow, to keep finding where I should even be headed, right? Like, where is the right heading? What is the thing that I might actually enjoy doing? I'm still searching for that. Maybe that thing will change, but also to not forget to take in the view and enjoy that view, and to think about death and that you might die soon, because these things are really helpful tools to reframe it, right? Like, but it's impossible to really communicate this. I think you have to experience it. Like, as you get older, you might start to, um, for one, sympathize more with the older people of the advice they give you and realize where it comes from. But two, realize that you're getting old and you will die soon, right? Or at least you're more closer to death than you were yesterday. And so that's always true, right? And so realistically, once you reach a certain age, you only have a few years left, statistically at least. And there's only so many weeks in a year and so forth. And people love to cite that, how many weeks do you really have in your life, right? It's not that many. And when you actually put it in a number, I could do the math, but I'm not that great at math and I don't want to look it up either. But let's just say it's very few weeks, right? It's actually like a concrete number on average. And even if you go for the extreme, unless we figure out how to extend life substantially or indefinitely, most of us share that one thing in common. It's so overdone and overused, but I need to keep hearing it over and over again. Death, and also it's my life, it's not somebody else's life.